Not all football records are worth celebrating. Some are so humiliating, nobody wants them associated with their name. Let's dive straight into the shame. Richard Dunne. A man who spent nearly 2 decades playing for Everton, Man City, Villa, and QPR, and somehow forgot which goal was his a lot. This former Manchester City defender holds the Premier League record for most own goals, 10. Yep. He retired in 2015 and not a single player has topped his tragic tally. In fact, it seemed Dunne loved embarrassing records so much, he shows up again later in this list. Can you guess which one? Drop it in the comments, we'll come back to him. Imagine working your whole life to play in the Premier League only for your debut to last under a minute. Akinfenwa, an English centre-back of Nigerian descent, came in for Norwich City in stoppage time during the last game of their already relegated 2019-20 season. 60 seconds later, full-time whistle. That was it. And it gets worse. After that, he was loaned out to lower league clubs and never even touched the pitch when Norwich got promoted again in 2021. In 2022, he joined Sheffield Wednesday and has since been stuck in the second and third tiers of English football. Still only 26, so technically there's time, but let's be honest, Premier League clubs aren't exactly lining up outside his house. And with Sheffield Wednesday not getting promoted this season, unless some top-flight team has a sudden injury crisis and zero options, Femwo's Premier League career will stay at 60 seconds for at least another year. But not all embarrassing records are held by individuals. Some are held by clubs. Derby County's 2007-8 season? A total disaster. 11 points. That's it. From 38 games. Even Southampton tweeted in relief when they narrowly avoided matching that record. Cringy, sure, but that just shows how toxic this stat is. And believe it or not, it's about to get worse. Think you've seen a bad defeat? You've seen nothing. In 2002, AS Adima beat SO Lemire 149-0 in Madagascar, the largest defeat ever recorded in an official football match. 149 goals to nil is just comical, but this may serve as a fair explanation. SOE were protesting a bad ref decision from an earlier match, so they just spent the entire game scoring own goals. No joke. 149 of them. The coach and 4 players got banned, including Madagascar's national team captain. But just curious here, why didn't the referee stop the game at some point when it was apparent what was going on? And who the heck kept counting up to 149? Why stop there? Just go for 150. So many questions. There are no questions about who holds the record for the longest consecutive appearances without a league win. It's held by French-born striker Rudy Gested. In 2015, he started his Aston Villa career with a bang, scoring a winner on his debut. Then, a historical collapse. He went 44 consecutive games without a single win across Villa and Middlesbrough. And the real kicker? Villa actually won a few games, just never with him on the pitch. Whenever they won, Gested was either benched or missing every time. He was literally their anti-lucky charm. Sadly, they didn't notice the pattern early enough and ended up getting relegated that season. We told you Richard Dunne would be back. He shares the record for the most red cards in Premier League history. 8. But this time, he's not alone. Dunne shares this record along Patrick Vieira and Duncan Ferguson. And if you think that's impressive, meet Gerardo Bedoya. Colombian defender, former Boca Juniors player, and certified rage monster for holding the record for the most red cards in football history. 58 career red cards. Yes, 58. Even Sergio Ramos, who is known for his temper, only managed 30. Compared to Bedoya, Ramos looks like a choir boy. And since we're talking about red cards, let's also look at the man who holds the record for the fastest red card in football history. Keith Gillespie. In January 2007, he was subbed on for Sheffield United and was off the pitch again almost instantly. Before play even restarted, he'd elbowed an opponent and got sent off. On the pitch for under 10 seconds. Iconic? Yes. Smart? Not even close. But if we could include Sunday League folklore, someone else would hold that record. Lee Todd. Back in 2000, a ref blew the whistle to start the match, and Todd shouted, "F*** me, ref, that was loud." And that was it. Red card 2 seconds in, before the ball was even kicked. It appears that Bellingham is not alone when it comes to being sent off for swearing. Let's now look at the team that holds the record for the worst season ever. See, Brecon City gained promotion to the Scottish Championship in 2017. They went from celebrating their first promotion in 11 years to having the worst season in history. They finished with 4 points, 0 wins, and 70 goals conceded. That means they drew 4 games and lost 32 in one season, making them the first senior side in Scottish history to finish a season without winning a single match in 126 years. They were relegated as early as March. I'm sure everyone licked their lips whenever they saw a match against Brecon was coming up. It makes Derby County's 11 points in the 2007-8 season look impressive. We're wrapping up with the player to hit the woodwork the most times in Premier League history. Records for such things started being collected in the 2006-7 season, and since then, no player has hit the woodwork more times than Robin van Persie. Elite striker, silky left foot, and cursed by the goalpost gods. He's hit the woodwork 44 times in 9 Premier League seasons, the most ever. In fact, in the 2011-12 season alone, he hit the post 10 times. That's a record too. So close, yet so far. You could say he's the unluckiest striker in the league's history. Which of these records made you cringe the most? Do you know an even more embarrassing one we missed? Drop it in the comments. And if you loved this, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more.